Hey everybody, what's going on? Andy Evans here at the Columbus Wired post-Wednesday practice recap.
Yes, sir.
And
Drew
you
Sample,
are?
at Drew Sample on Twitter.
Yeah,
or X.
the true Drew Sample.
That's right, not the crappy Bengals player.
Who he's been confused with multiple
Since
times.
he was in high school.
Yeah. But hey, we just saw some interviews today. We
Saw
had
it.
another good bunch coming out here before the big Wisconsin game this weekend.
Yes.
We had Kyle McCord, we had Sonny Styles, we had Marvin Harrison, we had, of course, Coach Ryan Day for his lightning round presser, once again doing it on Wednesday here instead of on Thursday via
We had
Zoom.
Josh Fryer.
We had Josh Fryer.
Who else did you have?
Uh, True freshman cornerback Jermaine Matthews Jr.
That's lots of talks about him. Everybody asks about that guy.
Yeah, a lot of people been talking about Jermaine Matthews Jr. and for good reason because
He's good.
I mean, he's a true freshman. He's already got a pick 6 underneath his belt for his career.
It's true.
Not many.
Where's he from?
Not many defensive backs can say that. Period. This kid can already say that's a true freshman. Cincinnati.
Cincinnati,
Yeah.
one of Ohio's own.
Indeed, Winton
Hell
Woods.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Cincinnati Winton Woods. So let's start off though with Ryan Day. Did you hear anything out of him particularly that you could kind of take into this weekend's game?
Yes. So Ryan Day pointed out something that I feel like I've been saying.
Okay.
And I call it a chip on their shoulder. Like,
Okay.
The Buckeyes need to have a chip on their shoulder.
Sure.
They've had a chip on their shoulder all year,
Yeah.
and they keep winning.
Yeah.
And it's not, again, it's not the sexy wins we like to see when we win by 100 points and all that stuff. However, we're beating the hell out of teams physically. And a lot of people say we're not physical. Ryan Day was saying today that we want to finish the season playing our best football. So every week we're prepared. He's like, it's not going to be a walk in the park going up to Wisconsin to play this weekend, which we all know. Luke Fickell's there. They play Ohio State tough without Luke Fickell in Wisconsin.
Yes,
it's
they do.
a night game.
Yep.
So it's not a walk in the park. We just had a big game. I mean, this is a time to strike. So
Trap game, as they call them.
This was the
But
game.
this isn't really a trap game because I wouldn't
No.
call Wisconsin one of those trap
No.
teams. But still, after a
this is-
huge game, a letdown,
Outs-
road,
Outside of Michigan, I don't know if you remember, this is the game I was most scared of. So,
this is true.
so
And you've been pretty confident
I've been pretty
so far.
confident that this is going to be a scary game, but I'm certain that the Buckeyes are going to pull it out. So that was what Ryan Day said. Marvin Harrison, I heard him talking, of course. They asked him about Jermaine, our boy from Cincinnati. And they're like, how do you think he's playing? And he's like, yeah, he's great. He's a gamer. Sonny Styles is Sonny Styles, right?
Sonny Styles.
He's a big dude.
Big
that
dude.
guy is going to be a linebacker someday. That was asked. But they were like, how do you feel? And they were asking him about how he felt about playing. And Wisconsin was his first game where he got real kind of playing time last year. And
Yeah.
he said, yeah, I mean, it gave me a lot of confidence, but, it gives you a lot more confidence when you know you can stand and defend against the best wide receivers in the country.
Sure.
Um,
Now, but you go back to that. He was asked about being a linebacker because that's
Oh,
something
yeah.
that some people have
Yeah.
kind of started comparing Sonny to. And in fact,
Yeah.
there was a little bit of thought that when he first came to Ohio State, he was essentially going
He's-
to end up playing a linebacker
I mean,
because he is such
he's
a big guy.
When he gets his man weight, he's going to be easily 230, 240.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
he was asked though, kind of along those lines,
Yeah.
about being like was it that does he feel like he's a linebacker right now, or what was kind of the question posed to him?
Well, they said, would you be open to it because of the way he's being used? And he said, and he just basically said, like, I'm here to play football and play whatever they want me to play, as he should.
Yeah.
And he says he thinks Jim Knowles uses him well. It's really interesting. Like, we were very skeptical of Jim Knowles earlier in the year.
I
Now
know.
we're all falling in line.
I know, and
We're
Jim
all
we
falling
trust.
in line, and Jim we trust
trust.
right now because our defense is so good.
Yeah.
So that was a takeaway. Something Marvin Harrison, he was asked the same questions. I mean,
We pretty much know what we're going to get out of Marv each week, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's working hard. He's trying to be the best player. They asked him about all the different lineups they had him in. Why do you think they're doing that?
when you say different lineups,
Well,
how do you
because
mean?
they're lining them up in the slot. They're lining up
Okay.
in different positions
Sure.
as wide receiver. And somebody asked if they thought that they could, I think it was Tim May, asked if they could overuse him. And then he goes, no, they can't overuse me, obviously. And Tim
No.
goes, Well, that's kind of it. I mean, I remember when I was coming up, it was 30, 40 rushing when it was just tailbacks, when we just used to run the ball 40 times a game. So I think, he basically just said, we're just trying to get mismatches. And it makes sense. So Kyle McCord said, big takeaway I got was just, it's the same thing that we heard from the offensive line. It's no secret our offense isn't putting it together.
Kyle was saying this.
Yeah, he was saying that. Like, we have yet to have a complete game. Right now we have the best defense in the country. It's time for the offense to catch up.
And that's pretty crazy out of a guy that I think was just rated as like the 5th highest quarterback in the NCAA right now as far as like quarterback rating is concerned.
He's the 5th highest, and all people do is shit on it. Because we don't get even my brother in our text thread. I mean, shout out to my brother.
Come on now, Drew's brother. You know better than that.
You know better than that,
yeah,
Drew's brother.
On. That's right. We won't.
We're not even going to name you.
We're not even going to say your name, Drew's brother, because that's how silly you're being. But no, so Kyle McCord was basically saying, hey, we're doing well, but we can do a whole lot better. And right now, the defense is on point. The juxtaposition.
Yeah. I mean, it's no secret the defense is carrying this team through. And to me, man, this feels a ton like the 2002 season. And I think, that's the same year. I mean, the last time we had a chip on our shoulder, I would say it was 2014. And the time before that was 2002. So there's something about the Buckeyes having a chip on their shoulder that they come to play. They don't believe the hype around themselves. This year, there is no hype around them. Everybody's talking about how bad they are offensively. Oh, we're terrible. We're this. Don't come here. Our NIL sucks. So, it's time to shut up all those fans. And I think we see OSU go out, take care of business. I think they probably win, I don't know, maybe 34-10. I think it's going to be a pretty dominant game. I think it's not going to be anything exciting, but I think we're going to score points. And I just don't think, as good as Luke Fickell is, as much as he can prepare for this game, I don't see Wisconsin being able to get much offensively going with as good if our defense shows up again.
Well, and here's the thing with Wisconsin right now. Tanner Mordecai, their starting quarterback, got hurt last weekend against Illinois. They were down by 18 points going into the fourth quarter was Wisconsin and needed an 18. Actually, I'm sorry. They were down by, I think, 14 points. My apologies. They were down by 14. They scored 18 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Did it without their starting quarterback because he got hurt. Their backup came in and had to throw a trick play to an offensive lineman with under 30 seconds left to play to win the game and to beat Illinois. You look at Wisconsin's numbers, they are average. They're very pedestrian. They're down the middle of the road, both offensively, defensively. Nothing jumps out. Obviously, being 5-2 right now, they're having a good enough season. The one thing is the two big X factors for me going into this game. You just said them in Madison, okay, and
night game.
In Madison, night game, and since 2003. Both teams are even. They're 3-3. So going back the last 20 years playing in Madison, Ohio State lost the first 3 games since 2003 that they played in Madison. They've won the last 3. 2 of them, though, have been in overtime, and they won the other game by a touchdown. So it has always been extremely close when playing the Badgers in Madison, especially being a night game. That's X factor number 1. Number 2, of course, Mr. Luke Fickell.
Yeah.
He is X factor number 2.
Great
he
coach.
wants to win this game. And what better way to, not prove that you were worthy of that Ohio State job, because I think that was just too big for him too early, like in his career, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the guy still has much love for Ohio State, being obviously a former player, former coach.
Grew up in Columbus.
Grew up. He's a Columbus kid, right? DeSales.
Yep.
So
4-time state champion in
wrestling. Yeah, you want to talk about a multi-sport beast. Yeah, Luke Fickell is it. So, but still, he wants to win this game. So I think Wisconsin is going to throw just about everything that they can at Ohio State. I think it's going to be closer than 2 touchdowns, but you know me, old negative Nancy, pessimistic Peter over here, just, glass is less than half empty. It's almost completely dry. But I think Ohio State walks out with the win, but I wouldn't doubt it if it's kind of a close one. Maybe,
Yeah.
when I say close, I think it's still going to be anywhere between 10 and 14 points. But for Buckeye Nation, oh my God, we only won by 2 touchdowns. That's crazy. This team, and it's
Yeah.
like, dude, we just won by 2 scores. So I'm going more along the lines of like a 31. I'm going to call right now 31-18 Ohio State.
You think we're going to give up 18 points to
Why
Wisconsin?
31-18? Because that was the score of the last time that
Oh.
Ohio State lost in Wisconsin. Was 31-18.
I think if it's going to be a close game, it's going to be more like 24-12.
You just said 34-10.
I know, but I don't think it's going to be a close
You're
game.
changing it now?
No, if I was going to call,
if you were
I was going
calling
to
it
predict a
close.
score like you, I would say 24-12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, 31-18.
I just don't see us giving up 18 points.
And 18 might be a healthy amount considering they only gave up 10
Yeah.
12 to Penn State. So, yeah, maybe
14 to Notre Dame.
14 to Notre Dame. Yeah. So, but it's once again the big X factor for me is Luke Fickell and at
night
Wisconsin
game.
night
Yeah.
game. So I'm giving Wisconsin a little bit more credit, but give me 31-18.
Deal.
That's going to be my final
Deal.
score. What do you think?
I think so. I think that's it. And then outside of that, check out our last podcast, Hey Bucks. Go to Spotify. It is out, along with the one from the week before.
That's right. They are out.
They're out. So and
It's
they're
official.
going to be out more regularly. Follow me on Twitter. I'm at Drew Sample.
At Andy's Wired.
Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, take care until the next time.